Hey gang, quick beginning. In Clifford, went to see Lisa the other afternoon, and last Thursday went to go home, went out, started Clifford, turned the headlights on, and this is what happened. I'm gonna turn the headlights on for you. Ready? Parking lights, headlights. Let's go take a look. Absolutely nothing. Oops. Listen to that exhaust. That sounds awesome. No lights. No license plate lights. No tail lights. My headlight switch or relay burnt up. So we have headlight switch and relay to put in Clifford. Clifford is also due for an oil change as per my Blackstone Labs, so we're got to get that done. Also, I've got to box up and ship off some parts for one of my good subscribers and good friends, Robert, and then I have to shoot a video for Haggerty Insurance on the motorcycles that I mentioned in my live stream, so that they can see the bikes and evaluate them for me. Just makes it a lot easier. So we'll be getting out to the shop, but first I gotta get in, get stuff boxed up, get to the post office. I was told that I have plates in the post office, so I'll stop off there and grab those while I'm there. And I have 2 more boxes to get boxed up and shipped off for parts and some other things for some other people. But just wanted to show you guys what's going on here. We've got that to deal with. We'll see ya as soon as I get out in the shop. Hey gang, I just wanted to give you a quick update on Clifford. It didn't need the relay, all it needed was the headlight switch, so I got the headlight switch in. This is going to be a quick unboxing from my buddy Cooter in Alabama. Once we get that done, I'm going to answer a question that was brought up, and it's kind of an interesting story. So, okay, I'll give you guys a gander at that. You can pause it and read it. Whoop. Give it a read. And he has a trike, and this is the plate from the trike, 72 VW trike, but he also included pictures of it. I'm going to turn a overhead light on. Hang on. I don't know how much better it'll be, but hopefully better enough. It's kind of hard to see, but it appears to be black, and it's got really neat green modern type flames on it. The next one, let's see. But I like those old VW trikes. They're just neat. And there's Cooter sitting on his trike. Unfortunately, as you guys read from the letter, he's unable to ride anymore. And I'm really hoping that I can continue to ride for a few more years. I'd so enjoy it. I mean, I really enjoy it. So he wrote on the back of each of these what vehicle they were on. So we've got the 72 VW trike, which is his favorite. Sorry about that. And that's his Alabama Air Force, U.S. Armed Forces, retired. Looks like 4 years ago was the last time that he had it registered. And we have a 2003 Town and Country, U.S. Armed Forces, Air Force. 99 Silverado. I like these plates. I really like them. You guys know that I'm a military man. This one's not written on, but it's got, looks at what appears to have been diamond plate, so maybe an old truck or a trailer. That's a nice old plate. That one's very similar to the other one. Got a another Air Force plate. This one, the Air Force isn't all wore out. And that's a neat plate too. I like that. Fantastic. Cooter, you're the man. And these plates will go up on the wall. And the stack of plates, everything's just going to go right in order on there. So, if you guys could give me just a minute, I got to return a phone call here. It's a pretty important one. After I get done with that, we'll answer a question that I'm surprised I've not answered before. So, give me just a minute. We'll be right back. Alright gang, you weren't privy to seeing the repair on Clifford because it was real simple. There was not much to it at all. Just a matter of changing out I suppose I can tilt that down a little bit more. It was just a changing out the headlight switch. Didn't need the regulator, so or the relay rather. So I can take the relay back and get 20 bucks back on that. And I'm also sorry about the interruption. That was a business call, so I had to take it. Cooter, brother, thank you very, very much for the plates. They will go up on the wall. Got a whole bunch of PA plates to put up. Your plates will go right alongside those. That's helping me fill up the rest of that wall really, really quick, sending a bunch of plates. I really appreciate that. That's awesome. And I need to go through and find out what states I am missing and then just post a list of those. But I was asked a question, what got me started on simplicities? Okay, my very, very first riding mower was a tiny little 5 horsepower pull start JCPenney Pencraft 3-speed with separate forward and reverse gearbox, 22-inch glorified push mower that you could sit on and mow your lawn with hard tires. And that was given to me, and I just tinkered with it. It was just a toy. Then after that, I had a neighbor who had a Wheel Horse 800 Special with an 8 horsepower aluminum Briggs block in it. That became my mower and tractor. So that was riding mower number 2. We're going back a lot of years. The 800 Special did alright, popped out of second gear, was just wore out, so I had a rope that I had to stand on while I had it in second gear and I was mowing. And it was a rear discharge deck. I was 36 or 38 inch deck, not very big. But I used that for quite a while. Then another house, Mrs. York's house, went up for auction. When it went up for auction, Tony and his wife were the winning bidders on the auction, and they did a bunch of clean out. They had a shed back there. The shed that was back there, I sure hope I still have audio. I bet I don't. Hang on. Well, surprisingly I did have audio. My jack on my adapter for my microphone wasn't plugged all the way in, but I still had audio, so yay. Back to the story. They cleaned out the shed and cleaned out a bunch of stuff, and they set a bunch of stuff out to the curb. One of the things they set out to the curb was a 1964 Simplicity Broadmoor, model number 990-303. All 303 means is that it had an electric start, and it had headlights as an option. That was my very first Simplicity. Had a 6 horsepower with 2 speeds forward, 1 speed reverse, and I actually used that to dig my pond here at my house. But I went up and knocked on Tony's door, and I was like, is that set out for the trash? And he goes, yep. I said, can I have it? He said, yep. So I got in my old 67 Ford F100, found a couple of wood planks, grabbed it, pushed it up on the back of it, took it home. The starter generator had a bad bearing in it, so I wrapped a rope around the top of it, topped off some fluids, checked a few things, wrapped a rope, yanked on that rope. That sucker started on the first pull. I rode it back over to Tony's and I said, are you sure you don't want it? And he said, absolutely, I don't want it. And he goes, hang on, I found something else. And he found a front push blade for it. So I said, oh, wow, cool. If you happen to find the mount for it, let me know. Well, a couple days later, I get a call. He found the mount for it. So I wound up with my very first Simplicity, and I could not stop that thing. It plowed a 250-foot long driveway in the snow. It graded the driveway in the spring and summertime. It dug trenches. It did everything that anybody would expect a Simplicity to do. I was so impressed with it, I stopped using the wheel horse. It just sat in the shed. I was sold on Simplicity by that point. This was in 1992. After that, I started getting into the large frames. Once I got into the large frames, I wound up with almost 24 at one point. I was picking them up left and right wherever I could find them. Then it started to get a little ridiculous. Too many of them were sitting outside, this, that, and the other. And I finally decided, okay, how many do I need? I've got implements. I need one for this, one for that, one for the other. So I got it whittled down, and right now, currently, I have my Montgomery Wards, my 1962 Montgomery Wards Garden Mark Squire with an 8 horsepower repower in it. I have my 1964 Simplicity Landlord, which was my very first large frame. There is a story about that, and I'll get back to it. I still have Engine 44, my 1964 Montgomery Wards Garden Mark Squire 9. I still have the Haas, my 3212V. I have Ugly Alice, and I have my old B10, which are both 1964 B10s. How I wound up with a bunch of 64s, I don't know. And I've come across a bunch of 64 Landlords over the years, and early B10s as they're called. And they all, with the exception of the old B10 that I've got sitting out back, the poor forlorn thing, I'll get them, fix them up if they're worthy of fixing up. If not, they get parted down. Good parts are pulled off of them so that I can take them and help keep you guys in parts, just like I did with Robert by sending him some rear differential covers here just today. So Robert, you have those to look forward to. They are on the way. I'll email you the tracking number. This should be there in a couple days, since you're just north of me. Okay, so let's harken back to how I wound up with my first large frame. I had built the Blue Diamond, which was another J.C. Penney Pencraft. It was an 8 horsepower pull start. I had built that one and customized it, lowered it, stretched it, and took it to the tractor show, but I was taking someone along with me. So I had a 1968 Surf 525. Took that with me too. On my way to the Portland Tractor Show, I ran into a 1964 Landlord sitting out along my path to go to Portland. And I stopped and looked at it, looked at the price, and thought, alright, that's cool. Went on to the show. I had a guy chase me around and had his buddies chasing me around, trying to catch me, because he had to have that 525 Surf for his son. It's teeny tiny little thing, little 5 horsepower pull start. Fun little thing, but I got it for free for doing another job, and I didn't have anything in it. The guy just, he wasn't leaving the show without it. So he finally, what do you want out of that? And I said, well, I want $125 for it. He couldn't get the money out of his pocket quick enough, which, by the way, is exactly how much my 1964 Landlord cost. $125. So that's how I got my first large frame, was via that surf, that free surf, that donated surf, being sold at the Portland show. My friend that I took along with me wasn't all that happy about having to walk the rest of the show, but I was happy because I knew that I was going to be able to go back home and go pick up that landlord. I had it run him within 20, that old landlord I had run him within 20 minutes. Now here's the thing about the 64 landlord. It was purchased obviously in 64. It was used until 66 when a bead broke off of one of the tires and it sunk down, and it was down in a culvert, a tree covered culvert, and the guy was down there with the tractor and fought and fought and fought to get it out, and he thought, you know what, to heck with it, I'm just going to leave it down there, I'll just go buy another one. So that's what he did. He went and bought another one, left that one down in that culvert until he passed away, and then his son found it and drug it up out of the culvert. The beauty in where it happened to be was that it wound up getting moss covered, completely moss covered. The moss protected the paint, it protected everything about that. It protected the tires so no dry rot because there wasn't a bunch of sun beating down on it. Protected the whole thing. So I have a lot of people say, wow, that's a beautiful restoration on that. That 1964 landlord is not restored. That is original paint. The only things I've painted on that are the two front grill pieces. Just the grill inserts, the white and the black. Everything else on that is original. I did replace the S decal in the grill and the landlord decal down at the bottom. That's it. Every single other piece of that tractor is 100% original paint. It does have a new old stock seat on it. The seat that was on it, it did suffer from the weather. So there's your story. I've babbled on this one for 8 minutes and 40 seconds, plus I've got the other two or three to tie in. So I'm going to go ahead and end it now. There's your story on how I got into Simplicities. They are just bulletproof. They're easy to, very easy to work on. Implements go on and off so easy. I know I said I was leaving. I do that all the time. It's just they're great machines. There's over 40 implements available for them. Forklifts. There's forklifts, post hole diggers. Just a lot of things that are available for them. Bucket loaders. But anyway, that is my Simplicity and Alice Chalmers story and how I got hooked on them. So for anybody who has been wondering, now you know. And to the gentleman who asked the question, thank you for asking. It was a very good one. It's your friendly neighborhood Zippo. I hope you guys like this. Nothing really got done, but you did get to hear me babble, and you got to hear my Simplicity story and see the plates that Cooter sent. And Cooter, again, thank you very, very much, brother. I definitely will be getting those up on the wall with the rest of them, with the PA plates and Nevada plates and all the other plates that have come in recently that are starting to stack up because I've not been out in the shop to do it. So that's it. Friendly neighborhood Zippo. I will catch you on the next one, please. They really help me out. And if you're not subscribed, I've only got 15% of my viewership are subscribed to my channel. 15%. That leaves 85% of you who have not hit that subscribe button. If you like watching my videos and you want to get notified that I've posted a video, you hit the subscribe button and then hit the little bell icon, then you'll know, instead of just potluck. So, yeah, 85% of my viewers are not subscribed to the channel. I thought that was just nuts. Okay, that's it. Friendly neighbor Zippo. I'll catch you on the next one. Later. I am out of here.